corporate governance in the United States, certainly, and I think in most of the developed economies in the world, is based on the assumption that there's a fundamental conflict of interest between managers and shareholders. The assumption is that shareholders are the only residual claimant for a firm's profits. After all a firm's fixed claims are paid, then the residual profit is paid off to shareholders. And the shareholders are interested in maximizing their returns, and so are interested in the firm pursuing aggressive, risky strategies, at least more risky than what other stakeholders would prefer. And all that seems to make so much sense in this conflict, this agency conflict between shareholders and managers seems so reasonable. And yet, at its core, it's actually quite unreasonable. Because it makes the assumption that shareholders are the only residual claimants, and everyone else has a fixed claim. You know, if that's true, in order to generate an economic profit, this is my work in strategy shows this, in order to generate an economic profit, firms have to attract the kind of resources and capabilities that enable them to implement valuable, rare, and costly to imitate strategies. Well, if you've had a fixed claims contract with someone, you're not going to be able to get access to the kind of resources you need to generate economic profits. Put it differently, if in fact shareholders are the only residual claimant, then there's no way, except for monopoly, but there's no efficient way that firms can attract the resources and capabilities they need in order to generate an economic profit that they can then distribute to shareholders. What that means is that firms cannot simultaneously treat shareholders as their only residual claimants and generate economic profits. And so what's happened is by adopting this assumption that shareholders are the only residual claimants, we've ended up in a world where we see all sorts of aberrations, short-termism, we see a focus on profits at any cost, not even considering the externalities that are associated with these, the negative externalities associated with particular strategies.